Hey, you guys, what's going on, everybody? Come through, come through, come through. What's going on, fam? How y'all doing? Oh, shit. My bad. I forgot. I was listening to my old chat. Well, not listening, just double checking to make sure that everything is everything. So, anywho, hello, hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so what's up, y'all? All right, so that's the link. If anybody would like to hit the link, they are more than welcome to hit the link. I'm going to go over instructions and what we are about to do right when I come back. Welcome, everybody. Let's go. All right, you guys, I'm coming. Thank y'all for coming in for tonight's live. Again, y'all majority of everybody know exactly what's going on. And that's with all situations, everything down from R. Kelly all the way down to goddamn it, people in the damn mental section, okay? Because we do now have a such thing. I've had to rename the beef sector to the mental sector, except for some people, because boy, it's a bunch of motherfucking Looney Tunes over there. You hear me? Mm-hmm. 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 This right and this left. Mm-hmm. Okay. Right, left. Mm-hmm. So again, thank y'all for coming. I will come on camera, but it defeats the whole purpose of what we are going to do. Before I get started, I need to make a statement. Okay. So I'm going to wait for some people to come in, and then um I'll go ahead and start at that point. Okay. I seen Miss Lady T was in the building. First, first and foremost, Miss Lady T was in the building. Perfect. And I said, I'm coming out. I'm coming. Um, Again, you guys, I do apologize for my lateness. I do have two legitimate reasons. One being that I had to put my oxtails on for the weekend. Y'all know I eat oxtails now every weekend, okay? And then the second reason is because my baby is sick. All right, you guys, Carter is under the weather. He when I went to pick him up on Monday, which was Labor Day, he, was exhibiting signs of being sick. So I'm like, damn, what's going on? So he is sick. He has a cough. He doesn't have a fever, but he still has his appetite. Okay. So me and the husband, we are keeping an eye on him, making sure that he is he is okay. So as long as I'm not, or as long as he's not experiencing any kind of breathing issues, then I think we should be cool. But I'm thinking, if he doesn't get any better, like if his cough doesn't stop by tomorrow, um, early afternoon or late afternoon, then I'm gonna go and get him tested and make sure he doesn't have COVID. Because I just want to make sure that I'm on my P's and Q's with things, because Ain't no way I'm gonna be telling other people how to make sure they get straight without making sure my family's straight. Okay. So that's where that's at. And I do apologize again. Misty up in the building. Tay Tay baby. Tay Tay baby up in the building. That's my Chastity. Hey Chastity. Out of all this long time, I ain't never really had no nickname for you, Chastity. But guess what I got now? I got a nickname for you, boo. Girl, your nickname is still Chastity, but I'm adding the belt to it. Chastity belt. Come on with my chastity belt. Do you know what a chastity belt is? Chastity? My chastity belt. Come on. Y'all know I'll give out nicknames. They come to me when they come to me, okay? It's something that happens generically and originally, so I let it flow how it flow. Hey Willie, how you doing? All right. Sounds good to me. I do have both channels up and running. So before we even start, let me go ahead and give the rules out right now. I have both channels up and running, the backup and the main. The backup says the conversation room, okay? That's one. And the main channel, of course, is what? Brooke Valentine University. On my main channel, if you think you're going to come and drop something negative, you're getting blocked. I'm not telling nobody out. I'm blocking you because that is my professional channel and I'm trying to clean it up. I'm trying to clean it up. So if you want to be messy and you feel like you want to be messy, then you need to skip your ass over to the goddamn backup channel because there you will be getting dragged while you're trying to drag me and you won't get deleted. So that's how that's going to work. Again, like I said, before I begin, which I am about to begin, I do not enjoy doing lives while I am tired. I'm tired, but I know I got to get this out. I don't want this to prolong. So this is going to be part 2. We will have a part 3, a part 4, and probably a part 5. And I can't say 100% if it's going to be that, but this live that we are going over is 5 hours long. All right. So that's that. Secondly, before I go with my message and before I go with my message and have you guys vote on something, I what I was getting ready to say? I was trying to say the motherfucking brain fart. Jesus Christ, what did I was about to say? I was getting ready to say something. I forgot. Oh, um, nope, I forgot again. I know it was about okay, so let me see. The backup, I gotta do the other thing. That's fine. And then what else is the second thing? Damn. Oh Lord, I can't remember. It'll come to me. Once it comes to me, I'll make sure I relay the message or relay whatever the thought was. I didn't write it down. Um, I just didn't write it down. So my bad on that. Um, yeah, so that was the question. There we go. I remembered. Okay. So if you guys were in the live from earlier, okay, then you guys should know that we already started from where we needed to start from. If you guys want me to start back from the beginning, I do not mind. I don't mind, okay? Because tonight it is what it is. I ain't got to hurry up and rush off. Once I get tired, I can go to sleep. You know what I mean? Like it's not like it's no rush thing. I don't have a time limit, even though I don't want it to be all, for a very long time. So put a 1 in the chat. If you want me to go back to where we started from this morning, just as a courtesy, I'll be more than willing to do that. Looking at the timestamp, it's only about 14 minutes, I think. It's like 14 minutes, 14, 15 minutes from earlier today. It wasn't that long. It was, about 14 minutes from earlier. So if y'all give me at least 5 ones, then we're going to go ahead and start at the beginning and just go ahead straight through. I will stop interjectly to kind of explain some things if needs to be explained, if that makes sense. Like some stuff ain't gonna need to be explained, but some of the stuff the people, they want to know, well, who is he talking about when he say this, or who is he referencing while he's talking. So I'll pause and say this is the part where he's referencing da, da, da. All right. Hey Mona, how you doing? And welcome. All right, so we got 1-1. Again, it's only It's not that much of a time that I had earlier. So, but I do need for y'all to hear him make a specific line. Like he's going to say a specific, line that corresponds with my title. All right. Because the last time I checked, somebody was trying to make it seem like I was fucking trying to add myself into some shit that I ain't got nothing to do with. But that wasn't even what the case was. Man. So I just like to make sure, because you guys are the ones who will determine that. I'm not doing none of this for no clout. I'm not doing none of this for nothing other than putting out the information that may have been not schemed, but scanned over due to me being a small blogger and technically grown man. He's a small blogger. Technically, he's not like Tasha K, like them big dogs. So a lot of our content gets taken by them. They take our content and then they replay it. They don't give us no shots out or nothing. And I think that that's really whack, because we really do put work in on our channels, period. You know what I mean? So, all right. So we got one. That's it. We got 2 ones. So, I mean, I need 3 more ones. If not, then we're going to go ahead and pick up where we left off at. But I don't want nobody to be asking no crazy questions. I think I might just start over anyway, because I already know it. Every time I say or put something in the atmosphere, I promise you it happens. I'll be like, watch this person come in here and say this or that. It'd be funny because it happened right after I said, honey. It happens right after I said. All right. So that's what I'll do. I'll just go ahead and do it anyway. I ain't pressed. I got a little bit of time. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Oh, sugar, honey. I said, oh, that's not. He's going to cut it. Okay. All right. All right. So, okay, let me cut this piece. Hold on, y'all. I'm cutting up something real quick. All right. All right. So let me go ahead and get started then, because like I said, I'm kind of like exhausted, but I want to get this out. I really don't want to keep prolonging it. And I think because especially now, since everybody kind of know what is what and where is what, but they don't know what the real details of things were. Okay. So what I'm going to ask the people to do, I'm going to ask for you guys to, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to come on the platform. Click the link. You're more than welcome to click the link and come up and ask the questions. Okay. If you don't have any questions and you just want to kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together, that's fine too, because that's exactly what I am doing, but I'm just doing it with you guys. All right. So we're gonna figure this stuff out beforehand. Okay. All right. So that's that. Now, before I get started, I wanted to make this statement. Okay. Whew. Earlier today, I did something that wasn't a test to my loyalty to someone, but because I really wasn't focused on who was arguing and beefing with who and who was doing things to who, I wasn't focused on it. I was more so focused on the message. I had shared out another content creator, and I didn't do it for no clout. I didn't do it because somebody told me to do it. I did it because I just so happened was listening, and the word set with me, meaning I could understand exactly where she's coming from. So indirectly, I felt I may have, I ain't gonna say offended anybody, because I don't think I offended him. And I'm talking about Dana J. I don't think that I offended him. More so of, he knows where we stand at loyalty wise. He knows that. But because of the relationship that him and I have, after I realized it, I'm like, oh shit, like, should I have done that? Again, my mindset wasn't there. The message was about R. Kelly. The message was things that I have been saying for a long time myself as a blogger, in reference to how the person just said that they lied. They told you you lied, they lied, but then you still believe that it happened when they just told you it was a lie. Like a lot of the stuff that was being said, yeah, I can see today. A lot of the stuff that was being said, it resonated with me because of the person, which is Robert Sylvester Kelly. But unbeknownst to me, it's a little bit deeper with that particular content creator. Okay. I wasn't aware of the extra deep stuff. Okay. Now I ain't talking about the surface shit. I'm talking about the stuff like behind the scenes. All right. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there because I had a conversation with Dana and I explained to him why I did it. And it wasn't a thought. Like I didn't think about nothing other than the message detail, if that makes sense. So I just wanted to let him, he already know with his crazy self, but I just wanted to make that a public statement because I don't want nobody to, don't ever question my loyalty because I will slap you at the end of the day and still be your friend. I'm not trying to shade anybody at all, but I just wanted for that to be said because it wasn't, like I said, at the time, it wasn't about all this other extra stuff. It was about Robert Sylvester Kelly. All right, y'all. So I'm just gonna be a little bit more careful. I'm just gonna be a little bit more careful. And I don't have no problem with that. All right, so let me see. Hold on, y'all. All right. Pen. All right. So I did go ahead and pin the link just in case anybody wants to come up, have a conversation about it. I'm going to go ahead and start from that time frame, and I'm going to actually bring the video up so that you guys can see it as well. It's going to be on the screen with me, okay?
Are you straight?
I guess I can bring it right there like that. That should be fine. All right, so let me see. Hold on. Let me open this up just a tad bit so y'all can see it.
Ready to go to trial. And they was like, well, we got conflicting dates on other cases. Let's
reschedule it. All right, so give me 1 second. I'm gonna go back to that. And can y'all please be quiet?
The judge sent out an order. Like I asked y'all to tell me, like,
hold on. That's why I know Andrea watching goddamn football.
Then they got together.
Andrea said no. Holla at me when the game go on. If y'all didn't know. Okay, so hold on. Let me I'm getting ready to start from the beginning, you guys. Hold on. Not the beginning of the thing, but
around the country.
There we go. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna take it back to the 1 hour minute mark. All right, you guys. So we're gonna listen to this. Let me mute my mic so y'all don't hear my background. There we go. All right, so all right, y'all. So let's go ahead and listen. And like I said, I pinned the link. If anybody wanted to click, come up, y'all can. I will also be watching from the phone, so I will try my best to answer any questions if I can without stopping the program. All right, y'all. All right, so let's go ahead and do it.
Platform where, like you said, like an opinionated and, where people give opinions and things of that nature. Right. So, and just because, the people that's involved in it and the people behind it, you know what's going on. Like that story about him being offered 3 to 5 years.
Right.
Was totally, and the articles, like it always come through it's always from the same little media outlet. Mm-hmm. And it's also pushed through the same people and also begins with the same channels. And it's also the same little group that's doing all the moving and things of that nature.
Right. And so real quick, yeah. Let me just ask you a question then, because that wasn't the first time that I heard that he was offered for 3 to 5 years and then right. He had to register as a sex offender, right? But then when I look back, and I swear, I'm not going to say I heard it from the attorneys because I can't find a clip. I'm going to do more research about it, but I know I heard it wasn't somebody Like, it wasn't like one of us, like a blogger or nothing. I heard it from somebody who we would deem credible, say that yes, he was offered a plea deal, but he rejected it because he said he's not guilty. So I heard that last year, like I would say like June last year, like maybe by the end of the summer. I'll give it August. I heard it, and I swear I can't remember it. I'm gonna do my research on it, and when I find it, I will come forth with that information as to where I saw that, and then if I have the ability to play the clip, I will. But I did hear that somewhere, so I'm gonna go ahead and press the play button so we can finish.
Wendy was crying because it's that much information. But yes, Shaq, can you ask a question? Let me get my thoughts together for this shit because it's so much, okay? And I'm gonna be putting it out. I'm gonna slowly unwind this shit on the YouTube channel, one by motherfucking one. Yes, did Omarion know? He knew. Omarion didn't give a fuck. He's always been about his career, okay? What is he innocent of? This time around, you notice every bitch was old. Azrael was able to fly with R. Kelly at the age of 16 and 17 around the country and tour with him without her parents. I mean, there's so much. Angelo on Twitter tagging other R&B artists, telling them about Azrael, just at 15 years old. Like, it's just so fucking much. And so, no, the house fire victim is true, okay? Now, here's the thing. Now, I know a lot of people got mad at me about the homeless lady, but you're a grown woman. And y'all was like, Tasha, you so insensitive. No, you're a grown woman. And if a man says, suck my dick, for $3,000, you know exactly what that is. Now, granted, he took advantage of you when you were vulnerable, but at the same time, it's like, damn, you grown. You in your 40s. You know? And then
I'm gonna stop it right there. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. Because she telling the truth. I know it may not sound, I know it may sound crazy, but baby, if you in a predicament, nigga, you gonna do the fuck you do. What's up, grown little boy?
What's going on?
Welcome.
What's up, y'all? What's up? Oh man.
And this real quick, if something like that comes out, if a an offer like that is leaked out and it comes out, and if it doesn't make the mainstream media or at least the 24-hour network, then you know that. But when I first heard that, I had to wait till it verified that, and that was totally not true. That was totally untrue.
Okay. So, yeah. Hey, okay. Welcome, everybody. This is the CEO of OCOV. Okay.
What up?
I had already explained our relationships and at the beginning. So I don't know if you had caught that or not. And I've stated, listen here, we like to hear open opinions. Okay. So he is in blue, if y'all didn't know. I have a question real quick before you even.
I want to answer all the questions.
All right. Well, I wanted to ask you, have you heard that same rumor about him and the plea offer, allegedly?
Anybody with some common sense would know that it's kind of impossible. It is impossible. He would have been better with a pardon on a 3-year to 5-year plea. First of all, if anybody know how the feds work, the charges carry mandatory time. The only way the judge can go below the sentence and minimums on those cases is with a letter cooperation. So how can you say that someone was offered less than what the charge is if they have not cooperated? Then the next thing, number 2, the man has court cases in 3 different districts that don't communicate with each other. You remember when it was a certain lawyer hired? This was the best plea lawyer in Chicago of all time dealing with the feds. That's the one they spent all the money on. He could not get them. I don't know his name, but if you can go back and you can Google R. Kelly plea lawyer hired.
Okay.
You pull that up and you look at that article. That guy was bought in to negotiate a plea,
Okay.
right? The reason why a plea would be so difficult and why it doesn't make complete sense is because you're not just giving R. Kelly a plea. What you're doing is dividing the cost of the investigation. So let's just say New York say, well, we spent $15 million investigating him. And Chicago County say, well, we spent $6 million. And then Chicago say, well, we spent $9 million. How do you divide those costs? How do you divide those costs? And then two of the places they can't go beyond the sentencing guidelines. And those cases, as much as people like to think that they're connected, they're not. So listen.
Okay, so wait a minute, hold on real quick, because that's a lot, and I get exactly what you're saying, but a lot of people may not be understanding exactly what you're saying because they don't know how necessarily the law works. So I understand exactly what you're saying. And
let me
reference.
let me spell it out to you for you easy.
All right, go ahead.
You know where this information came from. It came from the same person that's been around on different platforms that's close to R. Kelly that put the information out there, and that's where it came from. If you listen to Tasha K, if you listen to the words that she's saying in those videos, you've heard everybody on.
So I was trying to figure out a way to stop it without me having to click on tabs and tabs. But if you guys did not hear what he said Tasha K. So now you have to pay attention. Now, this is the time where you have to pay attention. I will take it back 10 seconds so that he can repeat it, and then I'm going to let him continue with the rest of what he is talking about in reference to all of this stuff, R. Kelly stuff, how she got the information that she got, where she got it from. I mean, all of that. He is going to say all of that directly here. And he said it first here before it even came out. And he's going to also confirm that as well. So hold on 1 second. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take it back 10 seconds and then I'm going to let it go ahead and play out.
So let's just say New York say, well, we spent $15 million investigating him. And Chicago County say, well, we spent $6 million. And then Chicago say, well, we spent $9 million. How do you divide those costs? How do you divide those costs? And then two of the places they can't go beyond the sentencing guidelines. And those cases, as much as people like to think that they're connected, they're not. So listen.
Okay, so wait a minute, hold on real quick, because that's a lot, and I get exactly what you're saying, but a lot of people may not be understanding exactly what you're saying because they don't know how necessarily the law works. So I understand exactly what you're saying. And reference.
Let me spell it out to you for you easy.
All right, go ahead.
You know where this information came from. It came from the same person that's been around on different platforms that's close to R. Kelly that put the information out there, and that's where it came from. If you listen to Tasha K, if you listen to the words that she's saying in those videos, you've heard everybody on this platform, whether you like me or not, you have heard those words before. You just got to figure out where you heard them from.
Right.
I disagree, Larry, because I don't go to your page, though.
No, he's not saying him. He's saying.
I'm not saying me. I'm not saying me.
We've heard it somewhere
particular. Nothing. I mean, no disrespect or nothing.
Right. Okay. Let me break this down. Let me go even further. And I hate to do this because I know tomorrow I'm be arguing like a motherfucker with some people, but it's kind of common sense. When you see people come out and they say, I talked to Don's mother and they're doing fine. And then you know that person was moving like the Navy SEALs with this other person. And then you see these two brothers at a podium it's common sense enough to know who she went to Chicago and who she was dealing with. And if you know that person, if you have his TBD interview, if you recorded his Phases interview, if you watch those interviews, along with being on the Boski channel, if you watch those interviews, you see the same thing is being said to her. Now, this is going to be breaking on the Brooke Valentine show. The first two Enabler videos that Tasha K put out, all of that information in its entirety came from me. And even though I'm the one that gave her the information, she still put the shit out there wrong and got people names wrong and stories wrong and everything.
That was an exclusive.
So, yeah. Ooh. So
agenda, Larry.
What I'm doing is waiting. I'm waiting till everything come out. Angelo did take pictures at the beach of his daughter laying on the beach. That was at the beach with Alice. When Angelo came out to Las Vegas and they had the Airbnb, you see her at the tub. Angelo went and got a rental car, gave the rental car to his daughter, his boyfriend girlfriend, and they got family members from out here. Angelo jumped in the car with me, and we came back to the house. We was actually at my house when she posted that video in the tub, and he called her and had some things to say to her about it. So all of this shit that she coming up with, just wait, because none of it's true. You know what I mean? And I got a pretty good idea on why she's doing it, because they had a pretty good rapport. But Angelo cannot force Azriel to do a fucking interview with Tasha K. She came home and she didn't want to do an interview with Tasha K. And she's taking that shit out on him, but she didn't want to do an interview with her. And that's what when it come down to it, that's what it's about.
Okay. Well, look, I said before this live wasn't meant to put out lies. I just had questions because we hear so much. We don't know what is true and what is not true. So I would like to just go piece by piece and pull out different things. So for the first part of what we heard from what you're saying, I can understand exactly what you're saying. Even with the interview part, I can get that. I can get someone being agitated and upset because, of course, her and Angelo had a rapport. But if she feel like Angelo, who is her daddy, can't get her to come on my show, which will be a coin, right? Let me go and do whatever and try to put him in the bed. Like, I get it. I understand 100%. And this is why it's very, very important to still reference the paperwork. And I always express that. I just want to make sure that even still, we this is all hearsay. This is all alleged. This is nothing concrete until he goes to court and the evidence is being presented or whatever the case may be to the lawyers or whatever, or to the jury and to the judge. And then at that point, whatever happens, then titles can be placed because things has been proven. So I definitely get that. Did anybody else want to say something? Because I was going to finish playing because the audio is not, I'm not finished yet with the audio.
No, I don't mind answering any questions. I don't mind answering any questions.
Okay, so I'm gonna play like a minute worth of nothing, then we're gonna take a break, copyright problems. I don't want to get no issues. Okay, hold on.
And you smelled this dick before you sucked it, so you know exactly what it smelled like. And to be honest, which I never talked about this, I put that story out because it was funny. Yeah, but this time around, apparently there's paperwork with every girl that came around. So they had to show ID. They had to get their parents' permission to be in the studio with him, to travel with him, and there's a paper trail with IDs to get him off. Now, no one knows this as well. R. Kelly was offered a deal. He was offered a deal about the feds, and this is how you know they ain't got shit. They said 3 years, and you have to register as a sex offender. But they keep pushing back the trial because they don't have anything solid. And everybody's testimony is like discredited because of The paper trail. Lack of evidence.
All right, I'm gonna stop it right there because I do know for a fact that grown man, you are really affiliated with knowing with the evidence and all that stuff. So this statement that you just heard, do you agree or disagree with what she just said?
It was a goddamn lot. Do y'all remember Surviving Lives? When the Surviving Lives was supposed to come out, and
Right.
the twins. Now I'm referencing the twins. Now I told you that them twins was dealing. If you look at Dr. Rogers' video last week, and you see Shorty come on there and say that he sent the information to the twins, and the twins sent it to Tasha K. Then they tell you Tasha K just came back from Chicago, right? So if you look at what she's saying, it's paperwork on every girl, and they had to show ID. That information is coming from someone that was only around R. Kelly the last 7 months of his freedom. And in that 7 months of his freedom, if you go look at the New York indictment and you look up Phenomenon Entertainment and you look up that I won't say the name of it, that bank, and you look at Phases, no, TBD's video with Don Russell on there, when he pulls up them cashier's check and says that he gave R. Kelly some money, that is a goddamn lie. You want to know why? Because guess who I talked to? James motherfucking Mason. James Mason told me that R. Kelly went to Sony and he got $400,000. But since he was in the process of getting his taxes together, he was trying to change his life and get his taxes together, and he did get his taxes together to get on a payment plan. He didn't want that $400,000 coming to his account. Now, here come Ruffles and his mother. That is Don's hustle in real life. Paperwork, companies, buildings. Anytime you see him talking, he's talking about corporations and buildings and paperwork. That's Indie Bill, all of that shit is his fucking, that's what he do. So when Don Mama comes in and that money hits Don Russell account, what a lot of y'all don't know that I've heard from other managers, verifiable managers, is that he played with that money. And since R. Kelly has a fucking reading and a writing disorder, he don't be knowing about no online accounts and all that shit about moving money from account to account. That man fired Don Russell and kept his mother because that money was still in that account. And that mother massaged motherfucking R. Kelly to let him do something. That's why you start hearing them stories about him being in that van going to Phoenix, driving the fucking van, going to get the chicken. Now, how he ended up recording all of these parents, ushering him to court, and having all this information on these girls, you got to ask yourself, the lawyers won't talk to him. You want to know why? Because R. Kelly don't fuck with him. And R. Kelly recorded him just as much as he recorded Cash to cover his ass. So when she go and put out all this misinformation, messing with them motherfucking, them twins that probably indicted themselves off an interview on her channel, when she go to fucking with all these people and putting this shit out here that she knows, if she really think about it, she knows it's a lie. The evidence that it's a lie is on her channel. When she goes out here and she puts this shit out here, and we push back on that shit with real receipts, real accurate, verifiable receipts of dates and timelines, then her credibility gonna be fucked up. That's the truth. All that shit a lie. All of it.
And what I wanted to say about the pushing back of the dates, if I'm not mistaken, and whoever y'all that keep up with the paperwork and stuff, I believe those dates are usually delayed due to the defense that has an issue with the scheduling, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Right.
It's so it's not being pushed back because they don't have anything. It's not being pushed back due to the prosecutor, because as a prosecutor, you need to be ready to go to trial every time you go to court. You need to be ready. With whatever it is you have, you need to be ready. So they and also you have to think about it, and you have a three-way schedule that you're dealing with. You're dealing with the judge's schedule, the defense's schedule, and you're dealing with the prosecutor's schedule. They have to come up with a date, so it's
But I
not
need
being
go ahead, Angel. I'm sorry.
no, it's not being pushed back because of lack of evidence or they don't have anything, whatever. Now, having a case pushed back, when a case is pushed back, it does favor the defense, but I mean, it's not being pushed back due to lack of evidence or whatever. And then majority of the time, when it's been pushed back so far, it's due to the defense's scheduling. I think Greenberg had a case one time he couldn't make it and they rescheduled and then something else happened. It was the holidays and something else. So,
Okay, so let me just ask the question then, because y'all know I'm a listener, so I listen to a lot of things and I get it. I understand. Last year, when the trial date was set, even before the trial date was set, I actually listened to like when the judge was getting frustrated and all that. They was ready. They was like, look, let's go. We ready to go now if you want. But if y'all want to wait until next year, that's fine. They put themselves as being ready to go to trial right away. So if you're ready to go to trial right away, and it's evidence out to show that that information do exist where they was wanting to have the trial right away, why is it being postponed? I don't think it's being postponed because they don't have their stuff together. What other reason would it be postponed for?
Well, I can answer that. Greenberg said he had one of the other lawyers said that they had a trial, and it was Greenberg and them that pushed it back that time. And the lawyers, that's the January 9th. No, it ain't. That's the day that they said that they had the storage, and they told them that they want to come. You want to come watch 25% of this child porn that we got down here. That was that day. It was like, we ready to go to trial. We ready to go to trial, and they was like, well, we got conflicting dates on other cases. Let's reschedule it. And then they didn't even go and reschedule it. The judge sent out an order. Like, I asked y'all to tell me, like, what'll be a good day to go to court.
Right.
And then they responded. Then they got together with the prosecution and they gave a date. But this is the number one thing y'all need to understand. See, back before, a couple of months ago, all of these people was just meddling in his case, fucking him up, right? But
Right.
now, since they done got either named in the indictment or they done been indicted, now they have to fight harder than ever to get him off because their ass is tied to the case too. So I'm not surprised that everybody got together as a cohesive unit to work together to get TASHA K to try to switch the narrative in the public. I get it. It's a brilliant move if you can take her and trick her into fucking, you know what I mean? It's brilliant. Nobody synced it coming. If I would have synced it coming, I would have called her up immediately and been like, hey, don't fucking do that. You're going for it. But hey, it is what it is.
Right. And I get it and I understand, like, I guess if, as I'm looking at it in an unbiased nature, it will probably be, and like I say, this is just opinion. Nothing here is being stated as being fact. This is only an opinion, you guys. So we're not saying anything that is right or wrong because, of course, R. Kelly hasn't gone to trial yet. But when if I'm thinking to the magnitude you're thinking and how she operates, very brilliant young lady, and for out front, she put out there that she removed the video that was making a lot of money on her channel, making it seem as if she's not there for the money. You know what I mean? So when she made
I have a different story.
That's what I got from that.
I have
Okay.
a different take on Vince. Her channel is not monetized right now. So you could look at this as R. Kelly people's narrative, or you could look at it as her people narrative, because she's pushing people over to Patreon. Her channel is not monetized right now.
Oh, okay.
That's some more breaking exclusive news that y'all got. So what would make more money in getting R. Kelly people to come into Patreon and pay to hear her say that he's innocent, fighting a case against someone who is filing 5 motion to compels every week, could then be expensive. You know what I mean? That case is getting expensive. That fucking Cardi B case is getting expensive. So I understand everybody's narrative and what they're attempting to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
but I understand, and I'm not knocking it because at the end of the day, all of it is strategy, you know. But one thing that people put me as a part of the strategy, I'm not. I'm just telling a story because I've been around for so long and I've collected these things.
Right.
I've collected this information. I wasn't there. You know what I mean? My word is just as good as Tasha K's word. Neither one of us was there. Somebody at the end of the day has told us these things, or we've read them, or it's in a text message or a conversation. You won't know if this shit true or not until he get ready to go to court. And he should get his bad day in court. I agree with that.
All right. All right. I'm gonna press play a few more minutes, minute or so.
And when them parents gave me shit to flip their fucking narrative, like, look, I'm waiting on the pictures. But supposedly there are pictures of Tim Savage and his 3 daughters, his 3 motherfucking daughters, okay, and his wife, who puts her dentures on the counter as she's cooking dinner. Then she wants to fix your plate after she done reached in her mouth and set her dentures on the counter. Heard the baseboard's nasty in their house, so you know the house was nasty. Matter of fact, I think Toxic Diamond used to live with them motherfuckers. So shit, what that tell you? But what the fuck was I gonna say?
Girl, get it together, Tasha. Get it together, girl.
Oh, Tim Savage. So there are pictures of Tim Savage, of his daughter dressing in lingerie, modeling for older men in order to sell lingerie to old men.
All right, so real quick, because I just want to understand. I don't really do commentary on him. I think I probably never done commentary on him. Maybe I will put him on my list to do commentary and just do my research on. Not sure yet. But have you heard this same thing, Larry, or she got this from you too?
Man, listen. I know who said they was at her house about what's coming. I know where all that come from. And when this comes out, trust me, we got the text messages from Don Russell explaining that I don't care if it's true. As long as the media pick up on it, this or that, it's gonna be true. Like, we got all that, bro. That man been married 21 years old. He don't got no motherfucking sex crime cases. He love his motherfucking daughters. Yeah, he has made some mistakes in the public eyes about the way he should have handled it, but I ain't finna go out here and make that man. That man is a working man. He ain't even no hustler. That man just go to work, he married and raised his motherfucking child. His daughter caught up in this shit. I don't think motherfucking who has been recording the Savages? Who has been recording all of these different families since whenever, and who's been named in indictments for blowing up shit and calling in? Come on. I'm gonna need y'all to like figure this shit out. Where's this shit coming from? Who else could have recorded the Savages? Who was on the phone talking to them, telling them that they was gonna see their daughter and they was gonna talk to them, but could never get the call? The only person that got them a call with their daughter was James Mason. He did everything, even though the Savages hate him and they got him going to court, this and that. He was the only person that got them a call. Dunn never got them a call. You want to know why? Because Dunn doesn't know Azriel and Joycelyn. Period. I've had Azriel in my living room and pointed at the TV and said, "Who is that?" And she don't fucking know him. And we've asked her several times since then. She don't know him. He was not allowed around them fucking girls. None of them were. R. Kelly don't trust no niggas. With none of them around them just hanging out, just Dunn got y'all thinking that he just up in this motherfucking man apartment, all that shit.
Well, he ain't got me thinking that. He might got
the other ones
and James Mason is already locked up because of Tim Savage.
And it is a motherfucking video that is going to resurface here in a minute. That's going to show this nigga going into the studio stealing R. Kelly shit.
Oh my Jesus!
For real?
Yeah, for the record,
that's on video.
No bullshit, Larry.
Man, listen. You have
hold on, Larry. Wait a minute, Larry. Hold on 1 second. Pause for 1 second. Let me just make this as a disclaimer. We support R. Kelly over here, and like I said, I do have people who don't support him, and that's fine. We have open chat and respect everybody's opinion, but we do not support Don Russell. So please don't get
At
it twisted.
all.
The Dream Team do not support Dawn Russell. So please, if listen, don't
Brooke,
get
let
us
me
mixed up
explain.
with that.
Brooke, let me explain something to
Go
you.
ahead, grow ahead.
It don't motherfucking matter if you support R. Kelly or you don't support R. Kelly. Right is right, wrong is wrong.
Got it.
Right
We
is
get it.
right, wrong is wrong. And Lyric is in possession of that motherfucking video of him loading up that white truck at that studio after hours, 24 hours. She got that shit recorded. It's a lot of fucking shit that's gonna come out of this motherfucking case. Niggas,
Don
Let me ask
Russell.
you a question. Have you seen the tape, Larry?
bruh. No, I hadn't seen it, but someone told me that do not fucking lie that it exists. I know a lot of shit y'all fucking don't know when it come down to this case. You know what I mean? But some of that shit comes from people that tell me shit in confidence, and I be calling all the time to be like, hey, can I say this or can I say that?
Right.
You know what I mean? But that nigga is not about the right. He should have. That nigga 45 years old with kids. He should have stayed out of this shit and been a father to his kids. You can't listen. The day R. Kelly got locked up, they had already investigated him for his crimes that he was gonna be charged with anyway. The day that they picked him up, or guess what? They wouldn't have picked him up. They wouldn't have picked him up. So you know what I'm guessing that these people been doing for the past 3 years, just corroborating the shit they already had. And that's why they superseding the indictment, because they sitting there like, I guess we're gonna charge him with some more shit. I guess we're gonna charge him with some more shit. You know what I mean? And he just been getting bad information. Well, it's kind of his fault a little too, because I don't think that he told his lawyers the truth. See, a lot of people don't know that his lawyers is all pro bono except for Greenberg. So I think that,
Okay.
yeah, all his lawyers work pro bono except for Greenberg. So when that issue about money came up, especially the defense fund money, them motherfucking lawyers was pissed.
Wow.
You around here get paid, this nigga paying rent and taking care of motherfuckers' apartments and doing all this extra shit, and we going in our pocket, flying around this motherfucker. Paper, all that shit costs money. Paper costs money, planes, and going back and forth to see him, and you know what I mean? And this case takes up most of your time. It's a big ass case.
Right.
So it's a lot of shit that people don't look at. They just look at, oh, yeah, he innocent. It's nuances to this shit. It's nuances to this case. You know what I mean? And it's nuances to his lawyers and everything else. Ask yourself this. Why won't the lawyers talk to them fucking twins? And why won't the lawyers talk to motherfucking Ruffles? Why? If he got all the good shit, why the lawyers won't talk to him?
Steven Greenberg can't stand him.
Because he's a fucking liar. And he fucking fucked this man case up a bunch of times and got in front of the camera. And you see it playing out in court because he indicted.
Especially when he went in earlier 2019.
Man, he should have left that fucking man alone. Trying to record them parents and do all that extra shit. Him and his homegirl, they should have left that fucking man alone. All that shit that they did, Star 67 and trying to threat the attorneys, trying to motherfucking call in bomb threats. All that shit, none of that shit worked. None of that shit worked. All they got was your dumb ass and indictment. Now you still won't stop because now you want to contact Tasha K. I ain't never seen nobody win no Fed case on YouTube. I just haven't seen it.
Okay. So real quick, because I don't want to make this an overload. So I hope everybody is all on the same page. When I tell you we still have a long way to go, I'm not going to play the whole thing entirely into tonight. I'm gonna play 30 more minutes of it, and then we're gonna kind of like, let it sink in, because a lot of stuff, a lot of people either knew and didn't believe, and now it's coming out. And for instance, I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but one of the people who has been charged, Richard Earline Jr., Michael Williams, as well as Darnell Russell, were charged for interfering with this case. Here's the funny part. I mean, not funny in a funny way, but funny in a fucked up way. Richard Earl Jr. is now considered Don Joe, Don Joe. Wait a minute. Don, wait a minute. Joe, wait a minute. John Doe, right? Jane Doe and John Doe, right? Richard Earl Jr. is John Doe #1. Richard Earl Jr. also was what? Charged with the crime back in August of 2020 in reference to trying to coerce or, sell money. Hey, listen, I'm going to give you this amount of money so that you can, not testify, blah, 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 blah. How in the who and nanny did Richard Earl Jr. become John Doe #1? Let's make this make sense. Malik? Husband, hello? Did you fall asleep? You on mute?
My check.
Okay, there you go. He up. Okay.
Listen.
Go
I
ahead, Malik.
need everybody to be cognizant and aware of how things really play out. And in this particular case, you got a lot of smoke screen. Because for those who live in certain states, you have other things going on that supersede this particular set of circumstances. And what I mean is this. You got the biggest situation going on right here with the R. Kelly thing. But when Bill Cosby came home, it really wasn't a big fanfare. I.e., same scenario, difference in
I'm back.
Difference in topic. So I need everybody to be aware of what's really going on. See, the big focus is on the R. Kelly situation. Now, I've always said, and y'all can go back and research and Google and YouTube and Google and Google and Google. Yo, the issue ain't really about his music. It's about what they say his actions are. But nobody ever attempted to give him help for what they say his actions are. What they did was they accused and ridiculed him on his actions, but they never provided any help. See, the biggest smokescreen ever that we never understand is what happens is the shit play out in the movie or the shit play out in the TV series, and the fuck we miss it. Now, they probably gonna dox her. I'll give her whatever fuck money they gonna do. But see, The Wire, if everybody remembers The Wire, that shit real live played out in Baltimore politics. Matter of fact, that shit playing out right now, real live in Baltimore politics. They giving y'all a bunch of fucking smoke screens. How are you putting me on trial for the same shit twice? That's double jeopardy. But what you
Well,
do
let me answer that real quick
pause,
for you.
pause. But what you do
Because
this
that's not
time
what's
is,
happening. That's
but
I
what
don't want
you
you to say nothing that's false.
excuse me, I'm
That's false.
talking.
That
What
is
you
not
do
what
this
he's on
time
trial for.
is, what you do this time is, you hit me under the RICO Act. See, everybody don't know. In the criminal world, it's hard to beat a federal charge. Hence, the RICO Act is a federal charge. It's federal racketeering. If you know anything about the feds bleed you. That's why they come in. They want to take everything you got, you own, you're going to own, all the whole shit. See, as much as Brooks say, hurry up, Brooke ain't ever broke a glass. It's a difference when you understand and you know what the fuck you up against. All these people who say they really for him, y'all really for him, you need to really understand the law of what the fuck he is up against. Everybody say he can't read, he can't do this, but he made this music. Sounds like an oxymoron. Hey, everybody, I'm buying all you niggas on here jumbo shrimp. Yeah, don't jump. Jumbo shrimp is an oxymoron. The word shrimp itself means small. So how in the fuck can you be jumbo? You gotta look at the shit that they not giving you. You gotta research the shit they not telling you. You gotta research the shit that initially was put out. Because what it is the power that man had is why he in that predicament. Same shit with Bill Cosby. Think about it. Bill Cosby was about to buy NBC. The Jello pudding man was going to buy NBC. And out the woodwork, all these old head actresses who ain't never went no fucking where accused this man of a bunch of shit. That man spent 18 months in jail on some accusations for some, pardon me, some motherfucking broads back in motherfucking 54. Before he became the pudding pot man. That shit played out that way to prove to you that nobody was invested.
Okay, we have 30 more minutes to go.
Oh, I can run you some other shit. For real.
I gotta finish playing some of this audio. It's 5 hours. All right, well, I'm gonna take another break in like 10 minutes. Let me
playing
put the video out.
You playing 5 hours of audio. And to be honest,
or the video, not necessary
audio, video. Oh, it's no need, yo. Y'all need to really think about the situation at hand.
Okay. All right,
because truth be told, y'all way off topic.
Hey, faces.
Even the motherfuckers who came up with the bullshit schemes.
Well, you do know that R. Kelly is in trial. He's actively in trial. Okay. Ain't nothing that none of us is going to be able to do right now. It's up to his lawyers. It's up to his lawyers who's going to be able to get him out. I mean, it's to the point where the people on the stand, they lied. They admitted to lying. But the other people, meaning I guess the general public, don't want to take it for what it is.
So you saying that he had trial, and now he gonna be tried by a group of peers, and the peers. See, trial means a jury of peers, which means that if you got 12 jurors, some of them motherfuckers gotta be artists. Some of them motherfuckers gotta be rappers, or they're his peers. You can't have 12 motherfucking John Blows. He's an artist. So on his trial, how many motherfucking jurors or peers or jurors are artists, are singers, or performers?
I don't know. You asking the wrong person.
The fuck you mean you don't know? If that's what y'all study,
look,
the court says.
And listen, listen here, Malik. I'm getting ready to put you on mute so I can finish my video, and you can finish. You can hold that until then.
You have to give me a trial of 12 of my peers, and the fuck don't nobody know. Ain't none of them niggas ain't singers. Ain't none of them motherfuckers wrote no music. But you say you follow the R. Kelly trial.
Oh, Carter, give me a hug.
Y'all say y'all team R. Kelly. Ain't not near motherfucker on that jury. A writer, a performer, a singer. You ain't even got a backup dancer on the motherfucking trial. But yet you understand how the court system works. Yeah. I see just how much support your man Robert Sylvester Kelly got. Water.
All right. I'm about to rename my channel. I am about to rename my channel to her husband just come up and I don't know. I play with her. Okay. I play with her. Jesus Christ. Okay, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and press the play so that we can continue where we left off. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hopefully he'll be asleep by the time I finish this video. Hold on, y'all. Let me go ahead and get it started. Hold on, let me hit the mute.
So I don't understand what the point is. You know what I mean? I don't understand. I just don't get it. You know?
Well, like I said, at this point, I mean, the defense is running a strategy for defense. I mean, it's gone. They're not going to do too much to counter the evidences, which is why I, surmise that they never really, like when they kept saying, well, they haven't given them the discovery or whatever. Well, they've addressed the discovery, several times in different courts, and at any time under Rule 16, the defense can just make a request to the prosecutors to pick up the discovery. It doesn't, I mean, that's including the stuff that has been cataloged, and the stuff that hasn't. They can go down there and get it and see it or what have you. So, I mean, that can take place away from the court. So that's not something that they have to go in court to even, to really do. So, it's just a lot of things. And then like, and I was saying in my video where I picked up that they were trying to sever, either Greenberg and them is either trying to break the defendants, the co-defendants up and have them have a separate trial, or they're trying to take R. Kelly's different charges and have a separate trial for the different charges. And the whole reason for that is a little trick so they could, not present all of not have the prosecutor present all of the evidence for one particular charge or whatever in front of the jury all at one time. So they're saying that that's going to prejudice the jury. And the prosecutors usually prefer something called a joinder, which means they want all of it done at one time. And normally that request is that motion is normally denied really due to budget. And unless they have a real strong reason of something that's going to prejudice the jury, then Greenberg will because if I'm not mistaken, he says he's having issues with the sever. If I'm not mistaken, that's the exact words he used. So if y'all go back, I don't know who was on the call, but that's what he said. So when I picked that up, I said, oh, okay, which is another strategy. So they're going for strategies. And this whole media thing and this whole agenda and this, TASHA and all this is, this is an agenda. I mean, you're trying to get around the evidence. You can't get rid of it. You got to get around it.
Yeah, I came to that conclusion last year. I was like, ain't no way we're going to get around this. No, now we need to provide another defense, which would be what I'm thinking,
right.
doubt, so that the lawyers say they can't make a decision, that they can agree, agree to disagree. They can't just do it. So I figured that part out last year.
Right.
I promise you I did. What's up, bro? Dana's in the building.
What's going on?
What's up, Dana? What's up, Dana?
What's going on, EJ? Chilling.
All right, I'm gonna play. Did you want to say something real quick, Dana, before I play the next minute or so?
No.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play another minute of Tasha K.
Including the baby. Including the motherfucking baby. The baby said the baby had on a thong. I just can't. I can't. and looking at Tim Savage, I don't look. You can't put nothing past that motherfucker at all. You can't put shit past him. But apparently they had approached R. Kelly with a deal to put his name on dildos that Tim Savage had came up with. They wanted his name. Or was it the Clary's? It was the Clary's. The Clarys had the dildo. So they wanted to, and I remember Angelo telling me that he had approached R. Kelly about a deal, and R. Kelly turned it down. But he told me it was t-shirts. But the team said it was a dildo, and the dildo was going to be R. Kelly's voice. So every time you was like fucking the dildo, it'll say, R. Kelly's voice will say like a famous line, like, I feel so freaky tonight, and then you fuck the dildo.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry, y'all. I told y'all only watch the first 6 minutes. I did not know this crazy ass lady is going to say that. Now, that part, I ain't even going to ask you whether or not that shit is true. Okay, let me continue.
And then, R. Kelly said, no, I'm not putting my name on that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's when it all went downhill, especially after they had gained a daughter as a sacrifice.
Oh, Lord.
But this time around, because of his 2008 trial, apparently there is paperwork and there is a paper trail, and that's the reason why the feds are so quick to cop a plea. Because you gotta understand, you're keeping this man in jail only to offer him 3 years and to register as a pedophile. Like that right there is suspect.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead.
Okay. That's the stupidest fucking excuse of anything I've ever fucking heard. What the fuck does Angelo having a deal with R. Kelly, which he didn't have, and there is no paperwork on no deal. Remember, the nigga can't read and write. I thought, oh my God, they haven't produced one out. If he had that paperwork, then why?
Okay, real quick. Are y'all ready for this? So, who testified last week or week before last or whatever? Azrael Curry testified, aka as not as like ASS, but like Azrael, aka Jane Doe number 5. Now, I forgot he had said that, but we now know that the information that we did receive about the Clarys wanting to do a deal with R. Kelly and sell molds, like, molds of his penis, we now know that that information did happen. I mean, not information did happen. We know that that information is true, as well as that deal happening or being proposed to R. Kelly, okay? That information was revealed when Azrael Clary was taking the stand. Okay. So when I tell y'all, just jot down some small notes, because you're going to be able to see what took place and what didn't, what was real, what was lies. And I can just say this. And again, I don't have an issue with Larry. I never had an issue with Larry. Me and Larry, we good, I don't have any issues with him, at all. But on this particular thing that he just said, he was dead wrong, because indeed the Clarys approached R. Kelly via their daughter in efforts of trying to make a penis mold to sell his penis. All right, let's go ahead and finish.
Hasn't even presented it in court. It's not in any of the exhibits in the motions. It's not in any of the exhibits. There is no paperwork. There was no money. There was no damn deal. Everything bad about the Clarys, you see it coming out in this interview and everything that came out in a response. Angelo used to sell drugs. Guess what he did? I ain't gonna tell you what he did, but he did some shit concerning it. Motherfucker use everything against you. Like if you fucking look at what they did to Tim. You got Cass on the phone with this nigga talking about having sex with him, fucking him, talking about his wife, and put this shit out in a video. All of this shit, all of that shit that they tried to do did not work, and it's all gonna come back to bite them in the ass. And you know what I'm proud of R. Kelly about? The one thing I'm proud of him about is he recorded they ass 60 times a piece. He didn't trust their ass.
Well, can I say this?
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, I for some reason or another, I think you, I think you, I don't think you hate R. Kelly. I think you be on like the borderline sometimes, and I can appreciate that, because you really do be keeping that real. So that's another reason why I also support you too, because you don't necessarily, like, if you say something bad and you know that if it's a person lying on him, you will say they lying. R. Kelly didn't do that, and that's the type of people who I like to have dialogues and conversations with, because we honest, because we'll say, okay, well, R. Kelly fucked up, so we need to make sure that we stand. I mean, that we support him, but if he did something and you know he ain't do it, you will say R. Kelly didn't do that. So for that, we do appreciate.
So let me ask you.
That's why we fuck with y'all heavy. I'm just saying.
So let me ask you a question. Would you rather sit around listening to somebody that's just gonna say somebody is innocent and somebody didn't do something, no matter what the fuck somebody say he did, and just sit on the channel and just listen to that shit all day? I don't have no reason. I'm not gonna be not fair towards him. If he did not do something, then he should not be found guilty for it. But if he did do something, he should be found fucking guilty for it. And that's just the way, like, a lot of people on my side, they don't like that approach. But that's the only way that you get to the truth. See, I can't sit on my channel and lie all day. They ain't gonna let that shit fly with me. They just not.
We ain't gonna let it fly. We gonna go get Levi and handle you. We go get Levi and handle you or Dana. Levi or Dana. We got you.
But and when they sit up there and tell all those lies, it creates such confusion, which I'm seeing now, because I've never dealt in nothing like this. So I'm seeing now that I think a lot of that was the one of the agendas, to create whatever. But my thing is, you don't see the lawyers running with none of this stuff. They don't run with no Sony stuff. They stopped talking about masters 2 years ago. They just all kinds of stuff. I mean, regardless, people saying, well, with everything they put in the indictments, whatever, it's not true, and this, that, and the third. I mean, a small percentage sometimes that does happen or what have you, but regardless, that's the case. It's not what our opinion is and what we think or whatever and what we make up. And that's the case. And so that's what and in order to help him, you have to deal with the facts that's listed in the case, regardless of if you know it's not to be true, fine, go find something to counter it. Where's the evidence to counter it? It should show up. Both sides. The defense has to investigate what they should have to investigate what the prosecutor has put in discovery, and vice versa. It's a reciprocal discovery situation when it comes on the federal on the federal level. So okay, whatever. It's entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, listen here, I guess. But I definitely do understand exactly like where you're coming from with that, and it happens on both sides. It happens on both sides when it comes down to people add extras, and you got some bloggers who are super, super duper dumb supporters, and they say the dumbest shit out their mouth, and I just be looking like, if we were to put you in court, you would make this man lose his trial with the shit that you're saying.
Well, let me explain. This is how my team looks at it. Every man deserves a proper amount of sympathy. Every man deserves a proper amount of sympathy. R. Kelly is human. He's still a man. And on top of that, he's a black man. But you can never get to the proper amount of sympathy, because you're dealing with narratives every day. And sometimes when I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about going to live, I turn that shit off and go watch TV. Because I'd be like, I'm going to go and spend my time for an hour and a half, 2 hours, talking about shit that actually matter, of what could actually happen. And then when I get done, somebody's going to take my shit, twist it all up, and go put out some shit. And then after they do that, they're going to send that shit to the lawyer. And then when you read the motion and you read the lawyer's motion and you see this shit showing up in the motion, I'm like, we got a big fucking problem here. We got a big ass fucking problem. So yep. I'm glad that the lawyer's taking the approach of not talking to nobody, because it was getting to the point where it was going to be fucked up. I know Dana still talked to one of the lawyers, but I'm glad them other lawyers then finally been like, look, don't send me shit else. Because they spending their time checking out this stupid shit you done sent them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? When they could have been actually spending their time doing something constructive. But you done sent them. Listen, I had somebody that I know talk to them motherfucking lawyers last week. Do you know the motherfuckers that sent them lawyers 600 fucking clips of me?
What?
Yes.
Wow.
600 clips of me, as if I matter. That's my fucking opinion. I'm looking at this case like everybody else looking at it, but my opinion is different. But just because I'm saying that he's fucking guilty and you saying it's not, doesn't mean that, goddamn it, man, I swear to God, when I heard that, my mouth just dropped.
It's great
and that's the honest to God truth. I'm not lying to you. That is the truth.
I believe it. Because people hate you. Oh, they hate you. Oh, they hate.
They hate anybody. It's just crazy because you got some crazy PTS, crazy drunken bitch that thinks that there is somebody on YouTube that's a mole informant or something, and I just want to find out how. Okay, do you know? First of all, do you know the definition of each one of them, right? And do you know what it constitutes to be a mole, an informant, or what have you? You know, one of them is to know R. Kelly. So you know who knows him.
And
I
a lot
don't.
of people, and a lot of people, and a lot of people that know me know when I got first started in this shit, I did not think he was guilty. I did not think he was guilty. So
What's up, Dinah?
instead of me,
What's going on?
instead of me bashing people, you know what I did? I was extra nice, and I went out here extra nice, and I reached out to these people through their social media. Some would talk to me, some did talk to me in confidence. They bought other people to talk to me, and other people, and other people, and other people, and they sent me what they had. Some people have given me permission to put stuff out, like the stuff you'll see me put on there. Some people tell me, hell no, don't put that out there. That out there. So,
And if you informing, if you snitching or whatever, you know what you're saying. You got something to inform and snitch on. What you're saying that somebody's guilty. Right?
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this real quick. And I'm gonna jump in this. Here's the thing. And I'm just gonna put the nail on the head right here. Everybody sit back, but I'm not gonna say everybody, but I'm gonna say for the idiots on Team Kills, they sat back, they tried to use people, they tried to manipulate people, but they trying to figure out why is Larry so involved, and then they trying to figure out why is Dana so involved. Well, I'm gonna go here again. I'm gonna put the nail directly on the head, and because there was no Dubowski, there was no
man,
Randa.
I did not want to discuss them niggas. Like, look,
I'm just wait. No. Listen what I'm about to say. Hold on. Listen what I'm say. It was none of them on the scene. No.
My bad.
And we had four different variations of Larry. He went from the pit Larry to the car Larry to the scream ass Larry to Old Cove Larry now. Nobody has had wars with his brother about situations except for me. And then Levi was added later. However,
I'm sorry.
what the hell?
I keep hitting the button.
What's going on?
Let me put the phone down. I'm sorry.
However, the beef that me and Larry had about this R. Kelly joint, because we ain't beef about. Matter of fact, me and Larry only beefed about three things: R. Kelly, basketball, and politics. That's it. So it's like once me and Larry got the beefing, Team Truth was doing fucked up shit to people, but I didn't know that people from Team Kel's side and was trying to do fucked up shit to them, so they was responding.
Let me elaborate on that. The first 2 years of this shit, I didn't know who Team Kills is. I was beefing with people in R. Kelly's camp. I didn't know the first 2 years who any of these people was because they didn't matter. I was talking to people that was actually fucking girls and victims and people who were there, girls who were there, people who was around him. Those are the people that was calling, threatening my life in the beginning. It wasn't a fan, somebody who created a channel and it was like, hey, I support him. I didn't meet any of them people until I came to YouTube.
Right, but I'm not talking about people threatening you, but I'm just saying I was given the top part of the beef of why people can't understand why me and you have a mutual respect for each other. And the thing is,
Dana, at the end of the day, let me tell you something. It ain't they motherfucking business.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And what I've been trying. I got you here in front of these people. Let me tell you something. I'm not finna waste my days, long day and night, and continue to go back and forth with them motherfuckers. Whatever they feel about me, that's how the fuck they gonna be feeling. I'm gonna do my commentary. I'm gonna talk to my people who I fuck with, people who I talk to. I'm gonna talk to them. I'm not finna waste no more energy at not ounce or more energy going back and forth with any of them about anything. They ain't been around. R. Kelly don't fucking know them. They won't take time out to get Pacer to read the fucking case. All they facts is wrong. Everything they talk
can't
about,
read.
all they shit that they talk about is wrong, and they on the verge of sending themselves to motherfucking prison for breaking the fucking law concerning this damn case. And I don't want to.
But they can't read. So how can you expect them to read something and they can't read?
Okay,
Exactly.
Dana, that's their problem. But what I'm telling you is that from this day forward, I'm not mentioning they fucking names no more. I'm running from them motherfuckers fast as I can.
But the point that I was making, Larry, and for the point I was making, and before you cut me off, was the fact that we put time into this, going at each other. We can do that. And if it gets to a point where we can have mutual respect for one another, it don't matter.
But at the same time,
I'm gonna put it like this.
Hold on. You can't have it both ways. You say that we put time into this shit, and I spend a lot of time telling you to stop going back and forth with them. I even slip.
Yes, you do. But
I can understand a slip. I slip every now and then. But goddamn it,
I slip every now and again too.
You slip every motherfucking morning at 9 o'clock. You slip every morning at 9 o'clock. You gotta stop. This one thing I say. Some of these motherfuckers irritate me to death. But I've learned over the period of 3 years that no matter how wrong I think a person is, they still are entitled to their opinion. The only thing that I'm asking these motherfuckers to do for me is, can you please have your opinion and not tie me to your opinion? That's it. If I can get that.
Well, look, here's my thing, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna repeat a saying that you and a certain person said. I'm gonna repeat a saying that you and a certain person said 9.5 months ago when we had this conversation on the phone. Y'all both said, Dana, you're a powerful entity by yourself. I realized that anytime people got to make fake pages just to come at you, that lets you know that you are that powerful that people will make a fake page just to come at you, just so they can have commentary, just to say that you messing with them. What I'm
trying to get you to see is, what does it matter if they make a fake page? It don't matter. Just goddamn tell your people in your chat, block the keywords, block their names, block the keywords, tell your people to block them, don't mention them, and they will find somebody else to make a fake page about. They will find, like, you know what happens if somebody come in my chat now and they come in there fucking with me? No matter where they come in at, my people are gonna call them, you big dummy. And they all gonna call him a dummy, no matter how many people it is in there, and then we're gonna block them and finish talking what we talking about.
You're not understanding the point that I was making, but okay, because you cut me off, so I done lost my whole train of thought.
Hey, Larry, that's what we do it over there at the Dream Team.
What's the point, Dana? What's the point?
Never mind.
What's the point?
No, never mind.
Boy, if you don't say the goddamn point.
Next topic. I just really lost everything I was gonna say. I'm sitting up here defending what I'm saying instead of letting me say what I had to say.
Now, I'm gonna play another minute, and you remember what you have to say. You won't be first.
I'm not. I don't remember.
Lord have mercy.
Any new tapes, y'all done. Think about it. If there were tapes, just like that last tape was on the internet, don't you think we would have saw the motherfucking tape? This thing gets the goddamn internet. It's Google. So yeah, I mean, we had like 3-4 hour dinner with them shit. It was like 3-4 hour dinner, and when I left, I was exhausted with all the information. I was exhausted. As a matter of fact, we're supposed to go back up there in a couple weeks to start compiling the receipts. Not hearsay, the actual receipts. To put out there to the public. And I'm not going to tell you who my source is because I want to surprise you with the source. I want that. And I definitely don't want people trying to put a gag order on the person. So we definitely not saying nothing because I do know there's some haters in here watching this motherfucking live right now as we speak. And unfortunately, I just don't understand how is it that my content is like, it's so fake, it's so this, but yet the haters are paying their money to watch my shit, to get up on fucking YouTube and do that. Can you believe she said that shit? You're wasting your motherfucking money. You're wasting yours too, bitch.
Lord have mercy. Anyway, on, Tasha, get back on topic.
So Rashona is moved on. Her and R. Kelly are still friends. She still puts money on his books, but she just had a baby. She married and everything. So wait, the gay lover that was allegedly busting R. Kelly wide open is it Akron? Now listen. We got everything but confirmation on that. Bubble and R. Kelly are real serious, and besides.
All right, let me stop right here. I have a question. Mm-hmm. She just made a statement about Rashonda, who was the person who was alleged to have been the young lady on the tape, on the infamous. So let's stop right there for a second. Here we go again. Now, ain't nobody know about that. And I'm not going to sit up here and say if the person that she named was the correct person or not. But I can tell you the person that she named, I don't know if that person is going to like testify. Well, we do know again that a week before, 2 weeks? 2 weeks before his trial started, the one that we're in now, the motion had came out in reference to, the gay situation or whatever. So I find that mighty, because it's not funny, but I find it mighty weird. Because again, I never went back and re-listened. This is my first time going back to re-listen, just like it's y'all's first time hearing it. Well, for the people who wasn't here. Some people didn't even remember, because I know I talked to Dana earlier and I asked him, I said, bro, I think you was on this live. The one that I'm getting, the one that I'm playing. Dana clearly said to me he was not on that live. Now, he didn't say that to try to say he wasn't on it to lie, as a lie. He was saying it because, again, this live took place February of this year, 6, 7, 8 months ago. I can't remember what the fuck I said to somebody that long ago, or if I got on somebody's panel that long ago. And especially if it was on a sense of it being, a conversation, not no beef. Because you'll remember some beef. Oh, I remember the beef. But for this type of deal, this type of situation, you probably wouldn't remember that you was on the platform. Okay. So when it comes down to this, y'all, and this is what I suggest to all of the content creators who have done commentary, who have even listened to other people do commentary. Go back and listen to y'all stuff. Okay? Go back, because now what's happening is every day something else is being revealed that has happened. Every day something is coming up, whether it's true or false. The one thing that we did do was verify that what? Well, when Tasha K made the statement saying that what did she say? Not Tasha K. When Grown Man, when he made the statement and said that Angelo and his family were not the individuals, or that they did not try to go and get a deal with R. Kelly with selling his penis. Okay? We know that now to be accurate. So that wasn't a lie. It was true. That information that was put out, that grown man said it was a lie. Unfortunately, it was not. It came out in court that indeed that is what happened. Okay. So like I said before, when it comes down to this stuff, y'all, any bloggers, go back and look at y'all stuff, because a lot of stuff is getting ready. It's still coming out. It's still coming out. Stuff is still coming out. Okay. And in order to completely and fully understand what's going on, you're going to have to go back through your material. Now, I titled this exclusive because, number one, I don't think nobody remembered this. Number two, grown man mentioned this on my channel first before his own channel. His words, he said it at the beginning when we first started talking. And number three, Tasha K stuff. This shit with Tasha K came out the other day in reference to, basically her getting information from a CO in Chicago. Okay. Well, not only did she get information from the CO in Chicago, but she also got information from Larry. And that was what the exclusive part was. So as he stated yet again, he gave her all the information for her first two videos about the parents and the ones, the enablers. He gave her that information, right? Right. All right, let's go ahead. I'm gonna stop in 17 minutes, because that means we will be 2 hours in. So I'm going to go ahead and play 17 more minutes, and then I'm gonna pause it in the live, and then tomorrow at 1 we'll go ahead and listen to 15, or once I finish doing what I'm doing for the day, we can go ahead and get another hour in. But this live is saying a lot. And I'm going to say this right now at this very moment. I do not give nobody permission to use my content. When I'm finished, then you'll be able to use it if you want to, but you would have to have my permission. Okay? That means you're going to have to either text me or email me to ask me whether or not you can use my content. If you want to use it and I agree, I will respond right away and say, hey, sure, I agree. But as of right now, and not until I finish, no one is allowed to use my content. Tape. She said that her and R. Kelly has a relationship, not, I guess, a friendship or whatever. She put money, on his books or whatever. Isn't she a part of one of the indictments?
So,
no.
She not?
Say what now?
No.
I thought she was. Somebody said she was a witness. Maybe I got that wrong.
Hold on. What?
That's Team Truth's that's Oko's argument that she's a witness. That's the Dream Team argument that she's not.
I've played several interviews. Even Gayle King, she went to the grand jury with her whole family, and that's
not what her family is saying.
That's not
her
what
family is.
Why would
her family is saying they got a lawsuit against the federal government, and because the federal government lied.
Okay, you go to PASA, you put any landfare in there as having a federal lawsuit against the government, and it should come up in PASA, right?
I surely will when I go home.
Listen, if you live in the hood and motherfuckers could possibly come blow your head off, what are you gonna do? Them people gotta live in Chicago. So yeah, they came and said that, but Gayle King put that shit out there that they went to the grand jury. And the lady,
but I'm be honest, Larry. Gayle King don't know shit. Gayle King only know what everybody's telling her.
Let me ask you a question. The Angel Crawl knows something? I've read that hearing when they went to court. The first transcript of the first hearing. Does she know something?
But it didn't say nothing about Rashawn in there.
Yes, it did say something about Rashawn. They told you that they had a video of the same girl depicted. It was the same girl, but it was a different video. I done read that 200 times, bro.
But can I stop that? Just real quick. It doesn't matter anyway, because the federal government bring charges based on the federal government and not the victims. They bring charges on behalf of the federal government, not the victims, unlike the states. So it
But
doesn't.
wait a minute, Angie. Wait a minute, Angie. If the federal government is trying to bring charges, see, you know what? No, not mine. Because me going that route, it'd be talking about who they really charging. So the thing is, if the federal government is bringing charges against their own property, ain't that fraud?
No, I ain't said they're bringing charges on their own property. I said the federal government brings charges on behalf of the federal government. Not
now, listen, what I'm saying to you, Angie. Listen,
oh, wait a minute. We're going to debate. We're going to debate on the, okay, come on. I'm ready. Come on.
You understand? Angie, go to sleep.
That's the night.
But I'm going to go here, Angie. And the federal, if anybody brings charges amongst their own property, but that means it's fraud. And what I mean by property is when they have him listed as Robert Sylvester Kelly in all caps, but that means they're making him property.
Corporation.
So
wait a minute. We done went over this sound 25,000 times, Lord.
But we haven't, Angie.
I told you that. First of all, think about this. Do you know when the defense put in their motions, they have the same type. You know why? Because it is just simple data entry. That what you're talking about.
No. You can't do that when it comes to a human being.
Can I say?
That is something they use on the civil side in order to get around paying lawsuits and child support.
That is not true. That's not true.
No.
It is not. Okay. Well, okay. I'll go with Mr. Ain't his ass still in there?
Look.
Ain't his ass still in there?
Look, check it. And I'm going to answer that, Angie. Yes, he is still in there.
Okay. Does his defense attorney say any of that shit you talking about? Do they talking about assuming?
But that's because they don't know. But then I'm going to take it a step, Angie, but that's because they don't know, but I'm going to take it a step further here. And I didn't want to really get into that point, but I'm going to take it a step further here. Lawyers' job is to create controversy in the courtroom so that way they can continue to get paid. Actually,
what?
Actually, a lawyer's job is to create controversy.
I'm gonna call my fiance. I'm gonna call my part-time fiance on your ass. That's what I'm gonna
Let me say something real quick.
What you got to say, Larry?
No, you didn't. No, the hell you didn't. You know, $400 cost. Let me tell you, y'all. I almost don't stand in that car with them niggas, and we was at that bar, and that lady said it's $689. I went to looking back at the. I said, what the fuck it is? And then that she done gave them like 3 bottles, $689. And that lady talking about the Johnny Walker Blue. I'm telling everybody this shit. She's talking about the Johnny Walker Blue was on sale for $400. I'm like, well, bitch, how much it was regular? And then, you know, they over there drinking like water. That's being drinking. But I could have stopped that shit, baby. I showed my ass. Oh, that I done went. See what I'm talking about? I done went out to the left.
Look, I'm about to get off. I'll be home in like 20 minutes. I'm gonna jump back on when I get in the house, when I get settled. Cause I gotta get me a drink to handle Angie Walker tonight. Cause she getting real full.
All right, Dana.
All right, Dana. Dana cracked me up.
But I'm gonna listen.
Man, listen, man. Listen to me. You've heard me read several motions where that girl told him about payoffs. That girl told him about the car she was getting. That girl have recently told him that he was giving her $1,000 a month, label settlement, all kind of shit. She has been telling them shit the whole fucking time. So the notion that this girl will be like she's putting money on his books and Joycelyn got a job, y'all motherfuckers didn't even know where Joycelyn was or where she lived at up until fucking he went to jail. Now you mean to tell me that she working at Forever 21 or some shit? I mean, some of this shit makes sense sometimes when you in the mood for it, but the fucking federal paperwork don't say that shit. It don't say nothing about what that lady on her show over there talking about.
And the same narrative is being pushed by the same people that said that R. Kelly don't know Dana. If that'll give a brick, if that'll bring it, you know what I'm saying? This is the same stuff that's coming through Tasha and coming through as the people that's saying that R. Kelly don't know Dana, which Dana introduced over half of them to R. Kelly.
Right. So, and that's why all of my lives from now on will be like constructed towards actually talking about the case. Because I'm gonna be the lost of my motherfucking mind if I have to be on there talking about individual people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I think that they doing him a disservice. I think they fucking him up. Even the lawyers. I think that the lawyers can see it now. And I think that this shit is getting serious. And they right. It's a man's life that's on the line. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to put no shit on R. Kelly that he didn't do. I'm just trying to talk about the case and the facts that they are presenting, not me. You know what I mean? That they are presenting. So, somebody else take it over.
Because we got some more minutes. We got like a couple of minutes left. So I'm going to play another minute and a half because it's almost over with. But I wanted, like I said, I wanted to go over her live because a lot of the stuff that she was saying, as I said before, I've heard before, but I've heard it in the manner to which it wasn't good for him. And now I'm hearing it as it being good for him. So just imagine, let's say I'm one of them YouTubers who is in denial. You know how I could went and run with this? Baby, I could have been blowing people's heads off with the fact of what she has put on her platform, but I'm not. Because number one, I read the paperwork. I like to go strictly by the book. And yes, I do support Kels. And like I said before, the issue is not that I don't think that he was always a goody two shoes, but I just don't believe that he should have been criminally charged for these things. And that's where I stand with that. So I'm gonna play a few more minutes of it real quick so that we can get through this.
You know what, Brooke? You know what? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You know what, Brooke? Guess what I can come on your channel and say and feel comfortable in my own skin. Maybe you're right, but nobody on your entire side can say that maybe I'm right, or they feel like they breaking some kind of fucking moral code.
That's not true, Larry. I said plenty of times.
Compromise, Larry.
As a matter of fact, Larry, I said I think the last time that you was on here, we was all talking, maybe the last time or the time before that, and I've said if he get convicted, then y'all was like, all right, so that means you and Dana would have to turn the team truth. It was like a little friendly bet or whatever. And I said, listen, if the facts come out that he has done something that is against the law, then that's what it is. I'm not going to be in denial like, oh, he did this, he did that. Y'all playing. No, it is what it is. I know as human beings, as men and women, we should be able to stand in our shit. And if it's proven that he's guilty, guess what? He's guilty. I'm not going to come on my platform and be like, they suckered him. They got him out of this. No, I'm going to say he has been found guilty.
So let me ask you a question, bro. Of everything that you've read and everything that you assess, right? Not your opinion on that he shouldn't have been charged criminally. I'm talking about your opinion on what you have read and what you have seen for yourself.
Okay.
Do you think that he's innocent?
Yes. Okay. Let me elaborate real quick.
I would love it.
All right. So before I jumped into the fight, I didn't know who the victims were, who the people were, who the alleged victims or minors were. Once I found out who they were, I began to do my own research on who they were, like where they come from, how old were they, if they had a relationship with him, if the relationship was ever made public, is there anything that can be diction to what they're saying? Like I've been doing my research and looking at the individuals, and I know we didn't had this before, and it's two people that I can confirm without a shadow of a doubt who has compromised their own case against him.
Who?
A, Geronda Pace, 2, Faith Rogers. So if you got these two women who are doing these things where they have been discredited before we even got to court on their own accord, that girl she lied about her age.
So let me challenge you on that for just a little bit.
Well, listen, no, because what you said was you asked my opinion. You can't challenge my opinion.
Okay, I a little bit I can. So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
So okay, let me ask you a question, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, if they produce a tape with Geronda Pace on there having sex with him underage, no matter how she got there, but she is underage. And then you already seen the pictures that I posted of her being in this nigga bed. You already know she met him at court. And you already know that she sued him twice, which he paid with no rebuttal and no deposition. Mm-hmm. Tell me what you came up with as a conclusion that would rebut that he had underage sex with a minor. And then they came back and charged him with 10 additional accounts of aggravated. That means that something in that fucking tape, he did some crazy shit to her. Because it's not just sexual assault, it's aggravated sexual assault. And it's 10 counts of it. So explain to me how you have a victim that's charged with sexual assault, and then they come back and they charge with 10 aggravated counts of sexual assault. When I've shown you this little girl at his bed, coming out there, catching the train to his house, and she was underage.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Hold on to your earbuds, okay? I'm glad we
don't interrupt.
I'm glad we chose her, okay? You should know I've been doing my research on this thing, right? Number one, she lied. First and foremost, she produced an identification card stating she was 18 to get in the courtroom months before, and she stalked him every day. Number one, it has been recorded on video, and she's admitted. Number two, she also stated, which will be now his word against hers, I told him how old I was before I had sex and no one was around. So if I'm R. Kelly, she didn't tell me shit. To my knowledge, she told me she was, she told me she was 18 when I asked her where her age was. And I believe that she was 18 because of the fact that she was able to come to my trial and you had to show ID to get into the trial, period.
Okay.
That's all I mean, what else?
Okay. Let me ask you a question.
I'm going to put my hand. Okay, so I stopped it right there. Let me get the minute mark. All right, we're at the 2 hour. I think that's 13 minutes. Yeah, 2 hour, 13-minute mark. So hold on, let me hit the let me shoot this up right on. All right, wait a minute. Okay. So as you can see, how the dialogue was going. All right. We went off topic for a bit, but it came back around. Not only that, I'm so happy that happened because we had already heard Geronda Pace's testimony. Baby, hold on. She was the first one, right? First one who took the stand. And when I tell you she got trashed on that stand, the defense ate her up. chewed her up and spit her out. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. She is known as a liar, a habitual liar, via the courts as well as the defense. Nicole Becker got all the way up into her booty. I'm just saying. Don't think it's going to look too pretty good for the lady, because what's good for the goose is good for the gander. She told y'all she lied about her age. So why wouldn't you think she's lying about her age? Think about it. She lied for a long ass time that she was of age. Boom. Miraculously, she's not. So she admitted to y'all that she lied. So why would it be any different about her lying to y'all for financial gain, for whatever? It don't make sense. If you can believe her lies saying that she told R. Kelly she was 19, then you should be able to believe that the bitch is lying to you. A liar is a liar. A leopard doesn't change its spots. The girl is a fucking habitual liar. Okay? And to be honest, and this is just my opinion when I say this, R. Kelly probably pay her ass so she can shut the fuck up and move the fuck around. Because she look a little dingy baddish. I'm just saying. She doesn't look like she's at the top of the litter. And I'm just going to keep all this shit real, how it need to be kept. Okay? So, I'm going to stop right there. I am getting tired. I'm trying to hurry up. My oxtails is almost done. Whew, my back hurt. Lord have mercy. I got to go to sleep. I got to get some beauty rest because I got some shit to handle tomorrow. I love you. Tomorrow, you're always a day away. All right, y'all. I am up out this mother. I love y'all here. Thank y'all for coming through. And I will catch y'all on the rebound. Bye.